Hello everybody, welcome back to Zero Tolerance TV, ZT here. We are moving on in this round of 4 matchup. Good old PvP. Nara on the left there and Reach on the right. And we're going to be on Nostalgia. Very similar to Sin Gamma going, honestly, another 4-player map. That is maybe not one you'd see today, but one you could see today. Assuming it's actually balanced, which I'm not really sure about, but I think it's a fine map. This is the one with sort of double bridge leading in. So what are the colors here? Alright, Reach is yellow again, and Nara is blue again. So in the top right, got Nara. And that means... Come on, show him. There he is. What's up, Nara? And then in the bottom left here, this is Reach. So definitely a more standard PvP from our last game. It'd be a little odd that Reach stayed on Gateway only for as long as he did, really only getting observers. At the end of the game, it looked like he was teching into Templar tech, but was not really relevant anymore. His +1 base advantage was just too much, and so he was able to win. It didn't really matter what he was making. Thinking Reach might be a little bit more diligent about scouting for hidden bases this game. We'll have to see what his plan is. This looks like... Well, no, this is after Pylon. It's fine. I was gonna say this is early, but no, it's really not. Actually, it's pretty standard. And actually, both players are scouting at the same time. Now we are cross positions here, so both of them doing clock scouts, I'm guessing. If they end scout, or I guess on this map it'd be like a Z scout, they'll be sad. But we'll see. Looks like the crowd actually favoring Nara here, even though Reach kind of just outplayed Nara in that game a little bit. I would say, I mean, luck was a factor, but, well, I mean, I guess a lot of that game was just down to base timing. And actually, look at that. Reach is going to be Z scouting, so he's a little bit sad. Nara with the good old clock scout manages to find... Sorry, hold on. Wait, what? No, wait, Reach scouted Nara. Nara is the one Z scouting. Okay. Okay, so Reach... Reach is clock scouting and is going to find Nara second here. And Reach, or sorry, Nara is a sad Protoss who is going to find Reach last. There we go. It's hard, man. They're both the same color. Not the same color, the same race. And the colors aren't hugely different in this. You know, I hadn't considered it, but that oh, what? Oh, will live? Okay, no. Whew. That would have been pretty freaking tragic for Nara if he lost that probe, and it will get through. Whew. Took 2 hits there. That was scary. Anyway, like I was saying, if you look at Nara's base, he put a pylon. Actually, Reach has done the same. They both have pylons in their mineral line, or not in their mineral line, but like right kind of in them. And I always thought that was weird, but I think it might be to block mana pylons. It is by the patches you would mana pylon. So... I think that might be why they do that. I always thought it was odd, but that kind of makes sense. Zealot is chasing this probe, but after those first 2 hits, it has been unable to get any more. So it's going to be able to get a pretty good scout off. Looks like Zealot's even walking across the map here. Now, with that damaged probe, even though it is damaged, pairing that with your Zealot will definitely kill the Zealot of Reach. So maybe his plan here is to kill Reach's Zealot with his and the probe, and then try to get a probe of his own in the main. We'll have to see. You see the fight start. Actually, a little odd there. So there was a Dragoon. Obviously that plan would not have worked, but he did manage to get another probe into the base here to get a second scout off. It doesn't look like any tech has actually been thrown down, so he's not going to see much, but always good to get extra scouting off. And if this is delaying Reach's tech a little bit so that he can hide it, that's kind of worth it too. Like, one probe, not really going to break your game, especially in a matchup where you are going to cut probes. You know, if this were against, I guess against a Terran, you would definitely make more probes. It would hurt a little bit more, but even there you would want to get that scout off. I guess Terrans have a lot more of a linear attack path anyway. Like, they have to go factory after barracks. They can't. They don't get a choice. They don't get to go factory or starport. Like, no, you go factory and then you go starport, if that's gonna be a thing. Okay, and Robo facility now here for Nara. Well, that's gonna be his plan. Both players have also expanded, so it looks like we're gonna get into a macro game here. Reach able to scout Nalra's expansion. Looks like the turns have tabled on the expansion timing, but this game it's a lot more close. So yes, Nalra's expansion is going to be a little bit earlier, but not nearly as meaningfully earlier as Reach as well as last game. Really the problem in that game, I think, wasn't the timing of the naturals anyway. It was more that third, that hidden third that Reach had. Looks like 4 gateways for Reach, at least to start. So this is the map where we've seen a lot of cannons in the middle. Usually, I shouldn't say usually, but it was always the Protoss, when we saw cannons, it was always the Protoss who had map control. They would just make cannons in the middle of the map, like a ton of them. So I wonder if we're going to see that this game. I guess because the avenues into the middle of the map are all pretty narrow, it's kind of tough to actually fight through cannons like that. So with that map control, if you have time to make them, I guess it seems good. This looks like a citadel for Nara. I don't think Reach has one yet. Reach has gone into observers. Yeah, Nara also has observers. So this is like a 2-gate obs, I think it was, into a Nexus. And then now it has got his citadel. Could be just for legs. It's certainly possible. But I do think he'll get Templar Archive. Perfectly legit to just go for Archons, though. Nothing wrong with that. Eventually, Storm. Storm is very nice against Reavers, if your opponent is going for Reaver tech. Now, neither of them have opened with Reavers, which is kind of rare in a PvP. Usually one of the players does open with Reaver, or both. They're just so good. Against any race you can open Reaver. It's probably the rarest against Zerg because that matchup's kind of on wheels, maybe. Very figured out. We kind of always see the same general strategy from Protoss. And then it kind of depends on what Zerg is doing, but really unless it's something aggressive, it's always going to be Corsairs into some number of Corsairs. I mean, you don't have to make 5 or even 7. You can definitely do like 2 Corsair. That's pretty legit, and then into gateways and Storm. But PvP, pretty different. You can kind of do a lot of different things. Same with PvT. And one of those things is very often Reaver. Yeah, they're just great. Everybody loves a Reaver. Unless your workers are being exploded by one. And then you don't like Reavers. If that's the case. But, you know, if you don't like that, I would suggest that you make Reavers and try blowing up your opponent's workers and see how it makes you feel. And then you realize, oh yeah, no, everybody does like a Reaver. Okay. Cool. So I do, yeah, that is a pylon here for Reach. So it looks like he is planning to cannon up the middle. Nara not letting him. He's come out and decided to fight. Not sure about this though. He does have a ton of Zealots though, and they are now on top of his opponent's goons. So Reach probably needs to pull back here. Yeah, this is a good fight for Nara. These Zealot legs are really paying off actually. Able to get those Zealots on top of the Dragoons, get a lot of good damage done. They are doing a decent job of fighting as they run, but honestly, not too efficient for Reach, even with these moving shots. And it looks like there might even be a surround here. Zealots did get on top of those goons, so even without the full surround, they did get some good damage done. This is, yeah, I didn't realize right at first just how many Zealots this was. So this was just for legs for the Citadel of Adun. Something of like a Zealot legs timing, which is not something I'd even really considered before, but it seems kind of awesome. Just get like an upgrade maybe and run out with a ton of Zealots with legs. Probes are being pulled off to fight these Dragoons right now, so pretty good economic damage being done, even without killing maybe the gateways or a nexus or anything. Nara has already done a good amount of damage to Reach, and actually looks like he's just crushing through here. Reach has nothing to deal with these Zealots. I'm guessing well, I've been talking about Reavers a lot, but I'm guessing that Reavers are probably the solution to this sort of problem. If you have Reavers, they will just explodinate those Zealots. And now Nara is the one who's going to actually get to build up the cannons. Seems like PvP is just a cannon matchup on this here map. But I think more importantly, Reach is losing his natural here. And he looks like he's kind of starting to accept that this game is over and that there will be a game 5. Luckily for him, it's not the end. He did take that last game. More probes being pulled off here, but I feel like this is just kind of wasteful. You might as well let those probes live, you know. At least if you just surrender, they can go back to their probe families, which definitely exists. Just because they're robots doesn't mean they don't have families, okay? That's robotist something. So, Nara has pushed into Reach's main here. And the pros are buying some time. They're kind of keeping him alive for a little bit, but it's really just not enough. I mean, I feel like all of Nara's units could just explode right now. Just spontaneously combust, and it'd be fine. Except for combust, they'd have to like explode. I don't know. Dragoons on fire might be okay. They're kind of robotic. Anyway, more Zealots coming across the map. Reach has built a Reaver, but it just doesn't matter. It's too late. Oh, and the shuttle goes down with the Reaver in it. Some Zealots popping here to fight back against these goons. And I guess maybe the play is just like to have a ton of Zealots of your own. I do like the DT. If you're gonna come back, it's gonna be with a unit like a DT. It's just so many Zealots though, flooding into his base. What do? I guess you can try to glitch them into your Robo Bay. Like that was kind of working. But they are now just fighting probes. And yeah, Zealots against workers has always been pretty good for the Zealots. And there we go. Reach taps out. Nara ties it up 2-2 in a pretty interesting timing there. Getting that Citadel of Adun just for legs and coming out with really just a ton of Zealots. I think Reach kind of got caught with his pants down a little bit. Maybe he was banking minerals to start those cannons up and just was not thinking that it was time to fight quite yet, and then Reach hit him. Sorry, Nara hit him. But yeah, cool game. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you tune in for the next one.